Shadows Stir, written by Reuben White. Chapter 1. Arrival of the Stranger. In the heart of the untamed West, where the sun hangs low like a watchful eye and the wind whispers secrets through the canyons, a lone figure emerged from the swirling dust storm that danced across the plains. Mounted atop a steed as black as midnight, the stranger rode into the small, forgotten frontier town of Dusty Hollow. The townsfolk, huddled behind half-closed shutters and peering out from beneath the brims of their weathered hats, watched with curiosity and apprehension as the stranger's silhouette grew against the crimson-stained sky. They whispered amongst themselves, their voices as hushed as the rustle of dry leaves in the breeze. Some spoke of tales they'd heard of a gunslinger with a reputation darker than the night itself, while others speculated on the purpose of the stranger's arrival. But one thing was certain: their town, already on edge from years of hardship and lawlessness, was about to become the stage for a new drama, one with the stranger cast as both hero and villain. The stranger's presence seemed to cast a shadow over the town, the air heavy with the weight of their mysterious aura. Like a specter from the past, they rode with purpose, their eyes hidden beneath the brim of a weather-beaten hat, their movements fluid yet deliberate. As the stranger dismounted in front of the weathered saloon, the townsfolk held their breath, waiting for the first move in this unfolding drama. Little did they know the arrival of the stranger was just the beginning of a tale that would grip the town in its icy grasp, leaving them teetering on the edge of hope and despair, with only the shadows in the dust to guide them. Chapter 2. Unsettling Encounters. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the deserted streets of Dusty Hollow, the stranger's presence continued to stir unease among the townsfolk like a rattlesnake coiled in the grass. Word of the stranger's arrival spread like wildfire, carried on the lips of those who had caught a glimpse of the mysterious figure. Tales of their past deeds, whispered in hushed tones, painted a picture of a gunslinger with a shadowy reputation, a figure haunted by ghosts of their own making. With each passing hour, the encounters with the stranger grew more unsettling. They moved through the town like a phantom, their movements silent and swift as they watched the townsfolk with eyes that seemed to pierce through the darkness. Old Jeb, the owner of the general store, swore he saw the stranger's hand twitch towards the handle of their gun when he reached for a bottle of whiskey. Miss Lila, the local school teacher, felt a shiver run down her spine when the stranger's gaze lingered on her for a moment too long as she walked by. But it was young Billy, the son of the town sheriff, who had the most unsettling encounter of all. Caught sneaking out of the saloon past his bedtime, he found himself face to face with the stranger, their eyes locking in a silent exchange that sent a chill down his spine. As whispers of the stranger's past circulated among the locals, fueled by fear and speculation, the true motives behind their arrival remained shrouded in mystery. Was the stranger a savior come to deliver the town from the clutches of darkness, or a harbinger of doom, come to unleash chaos upon the unsuspecting inhabitants of Dusty Hollow? Only time would tell, as the shadows in the dust continued to whisper their secrets, and the stranger's presence loomed large over the town like a storm on the horizon, waiting to unleash its fury. Chapter 3. The Shadow of Blackjack. The whispers of fear grew louder in Dusty Hollow as rumors of Blackjack's nefarious deeds spread like wildfire across the frontier. Tales of his gang's ruthless raids and merciless brutality haunted the minds of the townsfolk like ghosts in the night. From the shadows of the saloon to the flickering lamplight of the general store, the specter of Blackjack loomed large, casting a long shadow over the already troubled town. Old-timers spoke of his reign of terror, likening him to a devil in a duster, his face obscured by the brim of his hat and his heart as black as coal. As the fear took hold, the once bustling streets of Dusty Hollow fell silent, the townsfolk huddled behind locked doors, their eyes darting nervously at every creak and groan of the wooden buildings. Even the howling of the wind seemed to carry the echo of Blackjack's laughter, a chilling reminder of the danger that lurked just beyond the town's borders. But amidst the fear and uncertainty, the stranger remained undaunted, their resolve as strong as steel forged in the fires of adversity. Sensing a connection between Blackjack's reign of terror and their quest for justice, the stranger vowed to confront the shadows that threatened to consume the town. With each passing day, the stranger's determination grew stronger, their footsteps echoing like thunder in the silent streets. Armed with nothing but their wits and their trusty six-shooter, they set out to uncover the truth behind Blackjack's activities and put an end to his reign of terror once and for all. But as the stranger ventured into the darkness that lay beyond the town's borders, they knew that the path ahead would be fraught with danger and uncertainty. For in the heart of the Wild West, where the line between right and wrong blurs like the horizon at dusk, justice is a rare commodity, and the shadows on the trail hold secrets that could shake Dusty Hollow to its very core. Chapter 4. Showdown at High Noon. The sun hung high in the cloudless sky, casting its unforgiving glare upon the dusty streets of Dusty Hollow. Tensions simmered beneath the scorching heat, like water ready to boil over a blazing campfire. The time had come for the stranger to confront Blackjack, the infamous outlaw whose shadow had darkened the town for too long. As the clock struck 12, the entire town held its breath, waiting for the inevitable clash between good and evil. The stranger stood tall at one end of the deserted street, their hand hovering over the handle of their trusty six-shooter across from them. Blackjack emerged from the shadows, his face obscured by the brim of his hat, a menacing smirk playing at the corners of his lips. With a flick of his wrist, Blackjack drew his gun, the metallic echo ringing out like a bell tolling for the damned. In an instant, the dusty street erupted into chaos as guns blazed and bullets flew, each shot a thunderclap in the deafening silence of high noon. The stranger moved with the grace of a panther, their movements fluid and precise as they danced between the swirling clouds of dust and smoke. Their aim was true, each bullet finding its mark with deadly accuracy. Yet Blackjack was no easy adversary. With a devil's grin and the reflexes of a rattlesnake, he returned fire with a fury that matched the inferno raging in his eyes. The townsfolk watched in horror as the two adversaries danced their deadly dance, each shot bringing them closer to the brink of oblivion. Dust choked the air, turning the noonday sun into a blood-red haze, as the fate of Dusty Hollow hung in the balance. And then, just as suddenly as it had begun, the gunfire ceased, the smoke cleared, and the dusty street fell silent once more. The outcome of the showdown remained uncertain, the tension so thick you could cut it with a knife, as the stranger and Blackjack stood locked in a deadly embrace. Their gunslinger's gaze locked in a battle of wills that would determine the fate of them both. Chapter 5. A Twist of Fate. As the smoke cleared from the showdown at high noon, the once bustling streets of Dusty Hollow fell silent, the echoes of gunfire fading into the stillness of the desert night. The stranger stood victorious, their heart pounding like the hooves of a wild mustang, their breath coming in ragged gasps as they surveyed the aftermath of the battle. But victory came at a cost, as the true extent of the betrayal and deceit that had plagued the town was revealed in the harsh light of day. Among the fallen lay not only Blackjack and his gang, but also those whom the stranger had once called friend. The lines between ally and enemy had blurred, leaving scars that ran deeper than the wounds of battle. As the stranger sifted through the wreckage of the showdown, they uncovered shocking secrets about Blackjack's past, secrets that sent shivers down their spine like the chill of a winter storm. For Blackjack was not just an outlaw, but a man haunted by demons of his own making, a man driven to darkness by the cruel hand of fate. But the revelations did not end there, for in the shadows beyond the sunset, a new threat emerged, one more dangerous than any the stranger had faced before. As night fell over Dusty Hollow, a sinister figure stepped out from the darkness, their eyes glinting like the blade of a knife in the moonlight. With a flick of their wrist, they drew a gun, their intentions clear as the star-filled sky above. The stranger knew that their work was far from over, that the battle for justice had only just begun. For in the heart of the Wild West, where the line between right and wrong is as thin as a razor's edge, heroes are born and legends are made, and the shadows beyond the sunset hold secrets that could shake the very foundation of the world. Chapter 6. Pursuit into the Unknown. The moon hung low in the ink-black sky, casting its ghostly light over the rugged landscape that stretched out before the stranger like an endless sea of shadows. With the weight of revelation heavy upon their shoulders, they knew that their journey was far from over. Determined to unravel the mysteries of the past, the stranger embarked on a perilous pursuit into the unknown, their footsteps echoing like the tolling of a funeral bell in the silence of the night. Each step brought them closer to the truth, yet also deeper into danger, as the trail led them deeper into the heart of the unforgiving wilderness. Through winding canyons and treacherous ravines, the stranger pressed on, their senses sharp as the edge of a knife, their eyes scanning the horizon for any sign of the sinister figure that had emerged from the shadows. But the path ahead was fraught with peril, for the shadows of the canyon held secrets that could swallow a man whole, and dangers lurked around every bend like vipers in the grass. With each passing moment, the stranger felt the weight of their mission bearing down upon them, like a burden too heavy to bear. And then, just as they thought they had eluded danger's grasp, fate intervened, hurling them headlong into their greatest challenge yet. With a thunderous roar, the earth beneath their feet gave way, sending them tumbling into the darkness below, their screams swallowed by the abyss. As the stranger plummeted into the depths of the unknown, their heart racing like the pounding of hooves on hard-packed earth, they knew that their fate hung in the balance, and that the shadows of the canyon held secrets that could change everything they thought they knew. Chapter 7. Revelations and Redemption. In the heart of the Wild West, where the sun sets in hues of blood red, and the winds whisper secrets of long-forgotten sins, the truth behind the stranger's identity and Blackjack's motives is finally revealed. As the dust settles over Dusty Hollow, the townsfolk gather in the fading light, their hearts heavy with anticipation as they await the final showdown between good and evil. For too long, the shadows of the past have haunted their every step, casting a pall over their once peaceful town. But now, as the stranger steps forward to face their destiny, their eyes blazing with a fire that burns brighter than the noonday sun, the townsfolk know that justice is within their grasp. With a flick of their wrist, they draw their trusty six-shooter, the metal gleaming in the dying light like a beacon of hope in the darkness. Across from them, Blackjack emerges from the shadows, his face twisted with rage and despair, his hands trembling with the weight of his sins. For in that moment, he knows that his reign of terror is at an end, that the time has come to face the consequences of his actions. With a thunderous roar, the two adversaries clash, their guns blazing like wildfire in the night. Bullets fly and bodies fall, each shot a symphony of vengeance and redemption that echoes through the canyon walls. But as the dust settles and the smoke clears, a hush falls over the town, broken only by the sound of labored breaths and the steady beat of a heart that refuses to be silenced. For in that moment, justice is served, and the town of Dusty Hollow is forever changed. As the stranger stands victorious, their heart heavy with the weight of the battles they have fought and the lives they have lost, they know that their journey is far from over. But as the sun dips below the horizon, casting long shadows across the desert landscape, they ride off into the sunset, their spirit unbroken and their resolve unwavering, leaving behind a town that will never forget the shadows of redemption that have forever shaped their destiny. Chapter 8. Epilogue. As the dust settled over the once troubled town of Dusty Hollow, the echoes of the final showdown faded into the desert night, leaving behind a silence that was as heavy as the weight of the past. Slowly, cautiously, the townsfolk emerged from their hiding places, their eyes wary yet hopeful as they surveyed the wreckage of the chaos that had consumed their home. But amidst the rubble and ruins, there was a glimmer of hope, like a lone star shining in the darkness. For in the aftermath of the battle, the spirit of the town remained unbroken, their resolve as strong as the steel that forged the frontier. Led by the steady hand of the sheriff and the unwavering determination of those who refused to be cowed by fear, Dusty Hollow began to rebuild. With each brick laid and each nail hammered into place, the town rose from the ashes like a phoenix reborn, stronger and more resilient than ever before. But as the town turned its eyes towards the future, there was one figure who remained elusive, a shadow in the night whose presence lingered like a whisper on the wind. The stranger, their mission of redemption complete but their journey far from over, rode off into the sunset, their silhouette a solitary figure against the fading light. For the stranger knew that their work was not yet done, that there were still shadows to be faced and demons to be conquered on the untamed frontier. And as they disappeared into the horizon, their spirit unbroken and their resolve unwavering, there was a hint of new adventures on the horizon, leaving readers eager for more. For in the heart of the Wild West, where the sun sets in hues of blood red and the winds whisper secrets of long-forgotten sins, the journey never truly ends. And as long as there are shadows to be faced and justice to be served, the stranger will ride on, their legend echoing through the canyons like a song of freedom on the wind.